What is good, YouTube? This is Vortex46. I'm back with another video. Be sure to go follow me over on Twitter or X here at Vortex46 for all of my picks for tonight's NBA action. Yeah, guys, the season is here. Finally, my favorite sport out of any sport has arrived. The NBA is back, and just hopeful that this season will once again be such a great season and great year. The Miami Heat are headed to the Orlando Magic, where the Heat are underdogs at plus 320 over on DraftKings, while the Magic are favored at a minus 370 over on FanDuel. The current spread is at 8.5, where currently the books believe that the Magic are going to cover at a minus 102 over on DraftKings, and the over/under is low, but it's okay, 214.5, where it's an even spot where the books believe it will go either way. When we look at both squads here, guys, Orlando added Desmond Bane from, one of my favorite teams, the Memphis Grizzlies. The Miami Heat, as far as I can remember, didn't do any real movements as far as the squad is concerned, outside of Jimmy Butler, of course, right? But, when I looked at this game, considering how the defensive side of the ball would go and how, of course, the offensive side of things, the thing is will even Banchero have even more of a up spot when it's pertaining to his side of things on the offensive side of the squad? Franz, just in general, just the team in general. Can the Orlando Magic just really show up this year, go above the 41 wins? Maybe possibly push for 50. That's the question at hand. Can Miami, kind of flip the script, going from a 37-45 squad to maybe a 40-plus win team this year? That's another question at hand. There were a lot of questions when pertaining to a lot of these squads this year due to specific injuries and stuff like that, right? But when I'm looking at this game and I consider Spoelstra and how he coaches, I just have to look at that spread. It's at 8.5. The books currently believe that the Orlando Magic technically should win above the 9, but this is Erik Spoelstra. He's on the road with his squad. I personally believe that this minus 110 over on bet 365 for the spread can cash. Just even in the last several games, you can look at Orlando, the last several games, they were covering but weren't covering. At home, they weren't covering, as you can see specifically. When it's pertaining to the Miami Heat and this number, look at all green that is for the 8.5, right? The plus 8.5, and even look at what they did when it's pertaining to the plus 8.5 last year. I personally just believe that the Heat can cover this number. That maybe Orlando goes high as far as like the first half is concerned when it's pertaining to this game, right? But then, of course, Spoelstra will make the appropriate adjustments on the defensive side of the ball. Adebayo is going to more than likely get possibly a double-double, maybe 20-plus points and 10 rebounds. Maybe he'll hit 2 threes. Of course, you got to still consider Hero, and then the bench. All of that. I just personally just believe that the Heat can cover this plus 8.5. That eventually the Miami Heat will make the right adjustments. Will they win the game though? Maybe possibly not against the first game of the season, but this plus 8.5 for me specifically, personally, from just looking at how this Miami Heat team has played, not just last year, but even the past few years, they continue to do so great on the defensive side of things. So give me Orlando to cover the 8.5, the plus 8.5, and we'll just see whether or not Orlando can get their first win on the season at home. But with that, leave some comments in the comment section below, guys. Let me know your thoughts on this pick here. What are your picks for tonight's NBA action? And I'll hopefully talk to you all with another video to come soon. Peace, guys.